Good morning. I'm back in my garden. It's not really so nice today actually, but I thought I'd get some fresh air before we spend most of the day inside. Now, one of the other things that school teaches you, a lesson that we don't think about so regularly, but it's actually fundamental to being in school. When you're in school, you're surrounded by hundreds of other people, and invariably you're going to have interactions with people during the day. People you push to one side in the corridor, people you laugh with, people you laugh at, people that annoy you so much, and people that make you feel good. Now, depending on how you think will determine what those people can do to you. If you are someone with a fixed mindset, which means you define yourself by your experiences, and that's who you are. So someone who annoys you, you are someone who is a victim, and victims want to get revenge. Whereas perhaps if you've annoyed somebody else, you are a nasty person, and that's who you are in your essence, and you can't change. But if you've got a growth mindset, then relationships come and go, friendships come and go, experiences come and go, and just because someone's upset you, it doesn't mean that your whole motivation is to get revenge. Now, I want to read to you today from this wonderful book, the mindset book from Carol Dweck, and she has a chapter 6 on relationships that are so important, because if we're at home, then our pool of relationships is going to be much smaller. That doesn't mean we can't learn these ideas. We can learn them from our siblings, with our parents, but you're missing out on vital learning opportunities by not being in school. She writes, for people with a fixed mindset, their number one goal when a relationship goes wrong came loud and clear: a revenge. As one man put it, this isn't a romantic relationship, but the principle still holds true for school. She took my worth when she left. Not a day goes by I don't think how to make her pay. If I had to choose between me being happy and the other person being miserable, if you're the fixed mindset and this is how your mind operates, then your conclusion will always almost be, I would definitely want that person to be miserable. So someone hurts you, you don't want to let it go. You don't learn that lesson of, well, why should they continue to hurt me? Someone upsets you, then let it go, because if you don't, they continuously hurt you even when they're not there. But then there are people who think differently. For people with growth mindset, the number one goal was forgiveness. I'm no saint, she quotes, but I knew for my own peace of mind that I had to forgive and forget. Someone hurts me, but I had a whole life waiting for me, and I'm not going to let them ruin my life by being stuck. Good luck to that person, and good luck to me, and I'm going to get on with my life. Because of their growth mindset, they did not feel permanently branded. Because of it, they tried to learn something useful about themselves, something they could use towards having a better experience in the future. And they knew how to move on and embrace the future. Now listen to this story, because it's pretty amazing. Sad at the same time. She writes, my cousin Kathy embodies the growth mindset. Several years ago, after 23 years of marriage, her husband left her. Then, to add insult to injury, she was in an accident and hurt her leg. There she sat alone one Saturday night when she said to herself, I'll be damned if I'm going to sit here and feel sorry for myself. She went out to dance, and that's where she met her future husband. They pulled out all the stops, and her exquisite wedding dress arrived at the church in a Rolls Royce. The Archbishop was inside waiting to perform the ceremony, and hundreds of friends and relatives from all over the world were in attendance. Everything was perfect until the best man walked over and said the groom wasn't coming. Can you imagine the pain, the shock? This poor woman. The family, thinking of the hundreds of guests, decided to go through with the reception and the dinner. Anyway, you've got to feed people who came. Then, rallying around Nicole, they asked what she wanted to do. What did this jilted bride want to do? In an act of great courage, she changed into a different dress, went to the party and danced solo to I Will Survive. It was not the dance she had anticipated, but it was one that made her an icon of gutsiness in the national press the next day. She was like the football player, we've spoken about him so many times, our famous football player that we learn about in school, Jim Marshall, whose story you know very well, and if you don't, look it up. She decided she wasn't going to let circumstances get the better of her, and circumstances determine who she was. Now that's a really, really important life lesson that we have to learn, and we learn it in school. Where are you going to learn that lesson? How are you going to learn gutsiness? You've got so many opportunities, times when you're not going to be able to get on the computer, times when you're not going to be able to do what you want. Are you going to let those moments define you as being the kid who can't do it? Or are you going to open up? Are you going to forgive those who are annoying you? And people will annoy you, because that's what happens. Don't let the circumstances define you. Define yourself. That's a lesson that school gives you. That's a lesson you can't learn right now from school. Hopefully today's assembly. Think about it and transform your lives. Have a good day.